Times we have fear, we have anxiety, we don't know what's going to be. And we have to know that everything Hashem created in the world has a purpose and has value. Even if it's uncomfortable and desirable, at the end of the day, there's a purpose for it. So we would think, what's the point of anxiety? What's the point of fear? It's something we try to avoid. It's uncomfortable, it's unpleasant, and nobody wants to be afraid, but it has value. We should know that fear protects ourselves. If a person did not have fear, he would put himself in dangerous situations all the time. He wouldn't realize, and he would go and put himself in a tremendous danger and hurt himself. A certain stuntman, right? He's so trained to go and throw himself into crazy situations. But at the end of the day, everybody knows that there's limits. Everybody has limits, and there's only so much a human can do. There's people who are so numb to it. Stuntmen, they make themselves numb to their fear. So it could be that he could put himself in a situation where he really can't get out of. He's gonna really put himself in a real danger. So therefore, fear is good to us. Also, pain. People say, "Oh, I hate pain. Pain is so hard. So difficult to endure pain." It's true, but it's difficult. But there's a reason for it. If a person didn't feel pain, there was a person who had this thing with nerves. His nerves didn't feel anything, so he didn't feel pain. And one time he put his hand on a place where there's a stove. It was a stove, and he burned his hand. And he didn't even realize that he was burning his hand, and he smelled something. He saw he's burning his hand, and he didn't realize it because he didn't feel pain. So pain is going to save us from a lot of situations that we would have not realized before. Therefore, Rav Tzadok Milublin, he says that a person wants that when Hashem wants to give somebody a certain blessing, he'll cause them to be afraid. So that way he'll pray very strong, and then he'll earn that blessing. So because the HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to give it to you, but you don't deserve it, so sometimes it puts you a fear in your head, and therefore you're nervous, you pray very strong because of that, and that is the merit itself that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, now you can have that blessing, because otherwise without that fear, you wouldn't have prayed so strong. Also, so you have to realize, so fear is good in a way. Also, he gives us fear of Hashem. There's always fear in a good way, which is fear of Hashem. It doesn't mean that I'm scared that God's going to throw me in Gehenom and I'm going to burn and He hates me or something like that. It's just fear of, I don't want to disappoint and let down HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He did so much for me. He is, we have Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, and all our previous generations who are waiting for us to fulfill the destiny of the Jewish people. And there's a lot on the line, and they're passing on the baton to us. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, and all the previous generations are saying, go, finish, do. And what? I want to drop the baton, I'm going to drop the ball and lose the game for everybody. So it's a fear of, I don't want to let everybody down. I don't want to let HaKadosh Baruch Hu down, especially the month of Elul coming up, and especially Rosh Hashanah coming up. We have to do teshuvah. We have to realize we have to channel our fear constructively, says the Pele Yoetz. So when there's a danger that causes anxiety, we channel that emotion towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When we say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I only fear you, like the story with the Baal Shem Tov, I only fear you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Help me, and I don't want to let you down, and I don't want to go through this difficult situation. Again. Also, the Gemara Masechet Brachot 55a tells us that bad dreams are beneficial and good dreams are bad, because when a person dreams something good, he wakes up in a good mood and he thinks his life is good. When a person has a bad dream, he thinks, what has happened to me? What is Hashem showing me? I have to make teshuvah. So therefore, that itself will cause the person to do teshuvah. So in a sense, fear is also good. It makes him wake up and say, maybe I should do teshuvah. Also, the disciple used to say, a very scary medical diagnosis that person has, he tells him, oh, maybe he has cancer, oh, maybe he has this, maybe you have to check yourself, you have to go and change your health habits. So that itself could be that it annuls many big decrees, the fear and the suffering that you go through. That itself is a punishment, that could be a kapara as well. So fear itself could be a kapara, it could be good. So therefore he says that we have many situations where we can look at fear and anxiety in a good way. That's all our perspective. And also, we have to realize it's a test. Every single time a person goes through anxiety and fear, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, here, I'm giving you a test, use your emunah. Be strong, overcome it. People always need what? Serotonin for their anxiety. That's what they prescribe for anxiety. What do they need? They need the God-given serotonin. Our brains produce serotonin naturally if what? If we realize that it's not our control. People who think they're in control, they have a lot of anxiety. They say, what am I going to do? How am I going to fix this? I'm going to do that. If you give up to Hashem and you say, I have emunah, then you realize it's not in your control and your body produces serotonin naturally. Person who's depressed, he needs the dopamine. That's the chemical they prescribe for antidepressants, right? Those people, you should realize, you should know your body makes dopamine naturally. How are you going to push yourself to produce dopamine naturally? Is you have to be grateful. People who are not happy is because they're not grateful for what they have. They only won't focus, I don't have this. So then only when I have that, I'll be happy. Right now, even though I have a million things that other people don't have, it's all worthless because I need to have this. But if they're grateful, I have this and I have that, and I thank God I have a car, I have a house, I have clothes, I have a shul, I have money in my pocket, at least something. So therefore, there's so much to be grateful. I'm not in a hospital bed, so much you're grateful for, and then naturally you produce dopamine. But what? If you look for everywhere else to get it, you look for the fake pills to give it to you, it's not going to be lasting. You need the Torah's values in order to make you that your neshama produces it naturally. And we have to realize that Kadosh Baruch Hu, He gives us fear. Thank God He doesn't just put us in horrible situations that makes us suffer. Thank God He gives us fear, which is, it looks like it's coming. It looks like a bad decree is coming. Just the fear itself gives us a chance to maybe do teshuvah in the meantime and remove the evil decree. And we know that tzedakah tatzil mimavet, that a person who gives tzedakah, even if it is a fearful situation, you can always give that chance to maybe do another merit, do teshuvah, give tzedakah in that moment, and save yourself from the evil decree. We should all rip up all the evil decrees.